What's going on, Reef Builders? I'm Jake Adams, and today is probably one of the most special videos that I will share with you in a very long time because I have the biggest announcement possible for a YouTube creator, for a reef aquarium junkie, and that is that I have rented a warehouse, a beautiful space, to turn into the brand new Reef Builders video YouTube studio. And it's 2,400 square feet. It looks like a fish store moved out, and I've been working on this empty space pretty much all summer long, getting all the logistics done, getting new electrical, internet installed, all the little things that make a building usable. Without further ado, let's go over to the space and check it out. So let me welcome you to the brand new Reef Builders Studio. I have been dreaming of a space like this to build out all the crazy, awesomest aquariums I could ever want in one place, in an environment that was also super productive and super efficient, so I could have a lot of aquariums but not work at them really, really hard. So every tank is going to be set up. You know what, before I get into that, let me give you a tour. Let me give you a tour of this space. When I saw this place, I just fell in love with it right away. So we're going to stand at one corner right now and look across the entire space. I think that's about 70 feet that way and about 30-ish feet in that direction. Maybe 40 feet by 60, I'm not quite sure, but it's 2,400 square feet total. So there's plenty of room to do some really, really fun stuff around here. So I've been looking at this space and just trying to figure out how to set it up for, I don't know, I think it's been about 2 months trying to get this whole space together, get it ready. And one thing that's you can't tell on video is that this place smells really good because it used to be a soap factory of all places. So every day when I open the doors, I can smell the soap, and when I get home, I can actually smell the soap on my clothes. So it's a really interesting odor for this space to have. So I'm kind of standing in the middle of the space, and excuse the unusual camera work. This is the first time I've actually held this particular camera with my hand. But as you can see, there's room everywhere. Lots of windows for sunlight. And you know what? Let's show you. I'll show you where I started, because this whole room was just filled with work and painters and drywallers and all that stuff for a long time. So basically, I started my work here. This is the kind of the locker, basically, kind of the equipment room, the storage unit. But I spent a lot of time just putting up all these shelves here so that I could get really, really organized. And as you can see, I still have plenty of room on the shelves here. These are the old shelves from the guy that used to be here. I cleaned up, and then some brand new shelves from Costco. But yeah, just getting everything organized over here with my pumps, skimmers, lights, plumbing, hardware, and far from full and far from completely organized. So this is a storage area. It's going to be super important for working on tanks, making sure I have everything I need. This is what the space looks like from the very, very front. As you can see, it's got a blue racing stripe, and that was actually in here before. It's a particular year of a Ford Mustang. I want to say 67, and I saw it, and instead of painting it over, I thought, you know what, I'd keep it because I thought it was really, really fun, and it added a dash of character, and I think we can blend it in with the Colorado flag, with the Reef Builders logo. So yeah, I don't know how much you can tell for scale, because there's nothing in here to fill it up. But this is kind of like the front lobby-ish area. I'm not going to do anything with this front space, but you know that this wall right here is going to have one or multiple really, really beautiful aquariums. You'll also have to forgive the echo, because this is still a brand new space. There's nothing inside. And once we have more aquariums inside, it's going to be a lot better. But over time, I am going to give myself a wireless mic, try to cut out as much as possible, and also put some acoustic treatments on the walls to try to really reduce the space. So that storage area is the first kind of most important thing for getting organized, and this is the second most important space right here. So this is what I call the workshop. This is where corals will get cleaned up. I have not one, but two sinks. As a fish guy, you have to understand like how important this is. They've got like the regular food sink for, I don't know, rinsing water samples or whatever. And then I got the big old double utility sink here, with even like with the spray. Cleaning protein skimmers will never be the same again. So yeah, this is where I'll make the water, test the water, stay a little bit organized, figure out what's coming up next. I think all my chemicals are going to go on the shelves right here in the back. I think this is where the coral fragging is going to take place. And this right here is a very important section. This is all going to be the water vats. So this is a makeshift water vat that I'm using for now. And same thing with the water purifier. You'll notice that this water filter has no membrane. And one of the reasons I live in Golden, one of the reasons I still live in Golden, one of the reasons I'm doing this here in Golden is because the water is just freaking excellent out of the tap. It's like 50 to 100 ppm depending on the rain. So I'm actually not going to use reverse osmosis water. I'm going to use straight mechanical, carbon, maybe a little bit of DI. As I spend more time in here, I'll get to learn what's in the water. So this is going to be the workshop. You're going to see a lot more from it here in the future. And this is going to be the actual studio portion. So one of the first things I've done to try to like minimize the echo is put some area rugs here and then like a nice rug in the middle. But this is where I'm going to be doing most of the filming of myself. And there'll be a couch here for lounging. You see, I've already kind of moved in a little bit with a refrigerator, got a fridge, and a little bit of pantry food. So this is how you know, like, starting to spend some time here. I got some beer in the door right there, even though there's actually a brewery next door, and he's getting started up right about the same time. Let's see, I think we got two more sections to show you. So right here in this middle section, basically like the center of the room, from this post to that post there to the walls, a big square. And I think it's 400, 600 square feet. That's going to be purely for tanks. So it's going to be just display tanks. And I want to do what I want to do. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting so excited. I can't even think of what to say next. So the idea here is that maybe like 30% of the tanks will be permanent, but like 50 to 60%, maybe 70% will actually be concept tanks that get set up for a little bit of time. They reach a goal and then they're torn down as they're documented all the way, achieve certain results, just like a planted tank, and this is one of the ideas I really wanted to bring to the Reef Builder Studio. So the center section is going to be the actual gallery area. This is where all the display tanks will be. And then this last corner here is, this is going to be coral flats, fish tanks, coral tanks, frag tanks. This is basically going to be my palette for painting in the galleries. This is where all the coral growth and storage and new corals will take place, where the fish will be quarantined, where the corals will be processed. I know it's kind of probably hard to tell scale because it's just one ginormous blue floor, so it's hard to see where one section ends and the other begins. But don't despair, because I have tanks on the way today. I have my first tanks being delivered today. Some 4x8 coral flats, 3 of them. I got a really screaming deal from one of the local fish stores who's changing things up. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of run and gun introduction to the Reef Builder Studio. I could do it super polished, or I could just get this finished, get some tanks in here, and start building some systems and bring you guys along. So, I couldn't do this without the sponsors, and I couldn't do this without the viewers. So this is the beginning of something really, really new, something really ambitious and exciting for me and for you guys. And, I want everybody involved, and tell me in the comments, like, what do you think I should do with the space? What kind of tanks do you want to see set up? What kind of answers do you want, kind of questions do you want answered? And, what kind of tests do you want done? So there's definitely going to be like some tanks that are replicates that we can do tests on lighting, on temperature, on nutrients, and just really try to figure things out for ourselves and demonstrate it. So, I think by now. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think of the new Reef Builder Studio. I'm going to show you as much as I can. I know there's a killer echo in here, but I'm going to be working on it as hard as I can. We're going to make it work. And until next time, which should be very soon because we have a lot happening, I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.